The first thing you have to do is you have to decide, are you going to be defined by a vision of the future, or are you going to live by the memories of the past? So, I'll give you an example. Most people wake up in the morning, and your brain is a record of the past. It's an artifact of everything you've learned and experienced to this moment, right? It's a memory bank. So most people wake up in the morning and they start thinking about their problems, and those problems are connected to certain people and things at certain times and places. And the moment they start turning on those circuits, those memories are actually causing them to think in the past. Every single one of those memories has an emotion associated with them, and emotions are the end product of past experiences. So then, the moment they recall the event, or they recall some problem in their life, they start feeling unhappy, they start feeling discouraged, they start feeling anxious. Now, thoughts are the language of the brain, and feelings are the language of the body, and how you think and how you feel creates your state of being. So we could say then, most people's entire state of being when they start their day is in the familiar past. Well, if you live in the familiar past, then it makes sense you're going to create the predictable future. So what happens for most people is they get stuck in their biology. So think about this. Your body is your unconscious mind. It doesn't know the difference between an experience in your life that creates an emotion and an emotion that you can create by thought alone. So if you're living by the same emotion every single day, and those emotions are influencing your thoughts, and you can't think greater than how you feel, or feelings have become the means of thinking, you're thinking in the past. Your lens of the future is going to be colored by the past, so you can't see possibilities. So most people like to wait for crisis or disease or diagnosis before they wake up enough to see. Well, the challenge is that biology tends to be redundant. So if you keep thinking the same thoughts, and those thoughts begin to fire certain circuits in your brain, the nerve cells that fire together wire together, so all of a sudden you start getting hardwired, and those are the thoughts that you can think the easiest. At the same time, those thoughts produce chemicals called emotions, and the next thing you know, your body gets accustomed to living by the same emotions, and it could be guilt, it could be unhappiness, it could be pain, but at least it's familiar to you, at least you can predict it. So some people would rather cling to the familiar than take a chance in possibilities. So for most people then, they say, well, I don't really see how my thoughts have anything to do with my destiny. Well, that's because 95% of those thoughts are subconscious programs, right? So you're not even conscious that you think those thoughts. So the first step to change is starting to think about what you've been thinking about and change it.
When you're feeling off, you're in survival mode. In survival mode, you rush to do things and can't really be in the moment. You feel anxious, like everything is scary. Now let's talk about dealing with stress. Watching too much news can make you feel overwhelmed. So what can you do when you're feeling stressed? Well, when we feel threatened, our bodies go into survival mode, which throws us off balance. So the key is to calm down. Take a moment to slow your heart rate and think calmly. That way, you can make better decisions. When you're in survival mode, you feel like you need to hurry and get things done. You can't really focus on the present because you're caught up in feelings of fear or anger. Your body's emergency system is turned on, preparing you for something unpredictable and beyond your control. This survival mode taps into your body's resources for short-term needs, but if it happens too often, you become accustomed to this rush of energy. Teaching people how to regulate themselves, how to come back to the present moment, and how to shorten their stress responses is crucial. It's not about stopping reactions altogether, but rather about not letting them drag on endlessly. By learning to manage your reactions, you become less affected by your environment and more able to create positive change. This process involves shifting from fear to other emotions and doing the necessary work to practice self-regulation. When you do this, you gain energy instead of losing it. This energy boosts your immune system, helping your body fight off illnesses more effectively. When you're less emotionally reactive, you become more resilient physically as well. Empowering people with this knowledge allows them to make different choices and create new experiences. By applying what they learn, they can step away from their old habits and become their best selves. It's all about embracing change and growth. When certain people misunderstand or try to attack the information I share, it used to really bother me. But now, I've learned not to let it affect me as much. What matters is that even if I do react, I find my way back to my heart and learn from the experience. It's all about self-regulation and getting back to a place of love and peace. When I do get triggered, I take a moment to step back and disengage from the situation. I remind myself that reacting isn't going to help me create a better future. Instead, I focus on reconnecting with my heart. I close my eyes, breathe deeply, and consciously shift my beliefs to ones that serve me better. By slowing down my breath and calming my mind, I can regain control and stay centered in the present moment. This practice helps me stay grounded and respond from a place of love, even in challenging situations. So, once I reconnect with my heart, I focus on the emotions I want to bring into my future. Whether it's gratitude, freedom, or joy, I tune into that energy and let it fill my heart. By doing this regularly, I've become familiar with this positive energy, making it easier to access. Sometimes, it only takes a minute or two to get back to this state, while other times it may take longer. But regardless, it always feels better when I do. I've seen so many incredible transformations in my work over the years. One story that stands out is about a nurse from London who had a stroke that caused blindness in both eyes. Despite being told by doctors that her condition might not improve, she decided to attend one of my events. Initially, she was more interested in learning how to cope with her blindness than in healing it. However, halfway through the event, she felt inspired to try healing her vision. During a meditation session, she experienced a crackling sensation in her brain, followed by a temperature change. When she opened her eyes afterwards, she realized that her vision had completely returned. Medical scans confirmed the miraculous recovery, showing no signs of blindness anymore. Did you ever have or witness anyone else having miraculous experience like this or a similar one? Do you think it's even possible? Share your thoughts below the videos and tell us your experiences. When something good happens to you or is happening, you feel grateful. That feeling of gratitude is like a signal to your body that something positive is or will happen. Interestingly, your body doesn't distinguish between experiences that create emotions and emotions you create with your thoughts alone. It treats them the same way. So, when you feel gratitude, your body believes good things are on the way or have already occurred. Gratitude is like the perfect emotional state for receiving. By embracing gratitude for our future, we make it feel more real because it matches the emotions we're experiencing. We're essentially feeling the emotions of the future before it actually happens. Practicing gratitude for just 10-15 minutes a day can strengthen your immune system by 50%. This is because it activates a gland in your heart that signals your body to boost its defenses. On the flip side, when people are in a state of fear, they're more likely to accept and believe information that matches that emotion. This can lead to limited behaviors and negative thought patterns. But when you practice gratitude, you start to change the information your body receives, programming it for a positive future. During challenging times when it feels like there's a lack of opportunities and uncertainty about the future, shifting from a scarcity mindset to an abundance mindset can be tough but essential. Personally, I see such moments as opportunities in disguise, challenging us to rise to a higher level of awareness and consciousness. Instead of succumbing to fear and focusing on what we lack, we must tap into a greater awareness and invent new ways to navigate our circumstances. It's about refusing to be victims of our situation and actively creating new realities. Rather than giving power to our fears, we need to redirect our attention towards creating positive change. It's about seeing challenges as opportunities for collective growth and connection, transcending the illusion of separation. Just like birds flying in formation or fish swimming in schools, we can come together as a collective consciousness, each contributing to a greater whole. It's not about waiting for a leader, but about everyone stepping up and demonstrating courage and creativity. This shift in perspective can lead to a mindset of abundance, where new possibilities emerge from our collective efforts. New insights are showing us that perhaps governments, churches, and medicine may not always provide the care we need. It's like realizing that the things we relied on to change how we feel inside might not always work. Sometimes we have to take care of ourselves. It's about facing the truth without fear or anger. Maybe, just maybe, we're here in this moment in history for a reason, to wake up and see things differently. We shouldn't be afraid to explore this possibility. Someone asked if changing your physical environment could change your DNA for better or worse. Well, it's not just about changing where you are physically. It's about changing how you think and feel in that environment. Your emotions signal your genes, so if you're still feeling the same way in a new place, nothing really changes internally. It's like being trapped in an emotional prison. But if you shift your mindset, you can start expressing new genes and creating a better life for yourself. The key is to match your clear intentions for the future with positive emotions. By doing so, you're not waiting for things to change. You're making them change. That's true transformation. When you're too fixated on a specific outcome, it can mess with your ability to bring things into reality. This is especially true if you're into stuff like the law of attraction or similar ideas that say your thoughts and intentions shape your life. Being super attached to what you want makes it hard to enjoy what's happening right now. It's like you're resisting what's going on, and that can mess with the good vibes you need to make things happen. Getting hung up on one outcome can stress you out, especially if things aren't going your way. It can even make you scared of failing, which stops you from taking risks or dealing with problems head-on. Plus, being too attached makes you focus too much on what you want, which can blind you to other opportunities that might be just as good. Staying positive and keeping your vibes in line is key. Being too attached can bring up bad feelings like doubt or impatience, which mess with your vibe and slow down the whole process. It's like having a strict plan for how things should go, and then feeling bummed out when they don't happen like you thought. See, when you're super attached to something, you're basically telling the universe you don't have it yet. And that's not a great vibe to put out there. It's like saying, I want it because I don't have it, which just keeps you stuck in the same loop. If you're always stressing about when things will happen or if you're doing things right, you're not playing the game of life right. It's all about what you believe and how you feel. If you're not sure you can make things happen, you'll just keep attracting more doubt and uncertainty. You have to choose to believe you already have what you want even before it shows up. It's like picking the reality you want to live in and sticking with it every day. The more you do that, the smoother things will go, and the more amazing coincidences and miracles you'll see. You're way more powerful than you realize, but it's up to you to make that choice and let go of attachment. Focus on being who you want to be right now, in this moment, because that's where all the magic happens. So relax, let go, and watch the universe do its thing. If someone told you that life is always tough, they missed the mark. Sure, life can throw some challenges our way, but it doesn't have to be a constant struggle. Imagine life as a playground where you get to test yourself. There's no big secret purpose to life other than proving to yourself how amazing you are. Think about it. Every time you accomplish something, you feel good for a bit, right? But then you set your sights on even bigger goals. It's like an endless cycle of achievement. Even though we know we can't take anything with us when we go, we still want to keep reaching for more. It's all about conquering this reality and showing ourselves our own strength. Your power lies in the present moment. It's about becoming, not just wanting things. Your belief in yourself is key. It's like a superpower that no one can see, but it's there, driving you forward. Without the right mindset, success is hard to come by. Gratitude is where it's at. Feeling thankful for what you have is like a magic spell for manifesting more good stuff. Whether it's something big like family or small like the smell of flowers, gratitude fuels your journey towards even better experiences. Worrying about the past or future is a waste of energy. The past is done, except for the lessons it teaches us. And the future? Well, it's not real, it's just a figment of our imagination. All we really have is the present moment. So instead of stressing about what's to come, focus on what you want right now. Visualize your ideal future and start acting like you're already living it. That's how you make things happen. Once you grasp this, your whole approach to life will change for the better. Don't forget to subscribe and keep watching the videos to your left and right for more insightful content like this. Your support means everything to us, and we're committed to bringing you valuable knowledge and inspiration. So hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for more.